Schools should no longer be called elite. Just say expensive. Which may be why they breed a particular brand of detestable graduate, a personality type that does not emerge from Chico State.
Bill Maher just took his fight straight to the heart of woke elitism, the Ivy League. And let's just say it was fireworks from start to finish. The man didn't hold back. Maher, who's long warned that America's top colleges have traded logic for ideology, unleashed a blistering takedown on these so-called ivory towers. Buckle up. This one's a sting. Let's get into it.
But the reason why despising Israel became pretty much a requirement of the American left is colleges, elite colleges, the mouth of the river from which this and all manner of radical left, illiberal, yes, illiberal nonsense flows. Supporting all black, that is, segregated dorms, segregated graduation ceremonies and orientation programs, which occur on hundreds of campuses, is illiberal. So is the racism against Asian applicants.
Ma didn't hold back, not even for a second. He unleashed a barrage of truth bombs on America's so-called woke universities, calling them out for dividing students instead of bringing them together. And he's right. One of the greatest things about America has always been its diversity. A nation built from many backgrounds, cultures, and races, all united under one flag. It's called the United States for a reason. Generations have fought, struggled, and sacrificed to create a country where people could stand side by side regardless of skin color or creed. Yet now, our elite universities, the very places that should be shaping the next generation of leaders, are obsessed with separating students into boxes of identity and victimhood. Instead of fostering unity, they're fanning the flames of division. Ma simply said what millions have been thinking. This is not progress. It's regression and chasing.
And chasing speakers off of campus? When the First Amendment watchdog group Foundation for Individual Rights and Expression began ranking colleges based on their commitment to free speech and inquiry, Harvard came in dead last. There's only one set of acceptable opinions on campus, and it's policed hard. The old dorm room bull sessions? It's less risky shooting the shit in Scientology.
Maher's absolutely right. Our colleges, especially the elite ones, were meant to be bastions of free speech, open inquiry, and fearless intellectual debate. These were supposed to be the places where bold ideas clashed, where truth was sharpened through challenge, and where students learned to think critically, not conform blindly. But somewhere along the way, that noble mission was lost. Today, too many of these so-called citadels of knowledge have become echo chambers for woke orthodoxy. Instead of encouraging independent thought, they silence it. Instead of fostering debate, they punish dissent. Professors and students alike now walk on eggshells, terrified that a single wrong opinion could get them ostracized or canceled. And if that's the future of education, we're in serious trouble.
John Stuart Mill wrote that he who knows only his own side of the case knows little. To which today's college students respond, he and his are cis pronouns. That commit violence against queer and BIPOC communities. So who cares what John Stuart Mill says, whoever he is? Oh, and Thomas Jefferson was a slaveholder. He might have done some other stuff, but it wasn't on the test.
Now, here's where things really get interesting and a bit uncomfortable. Once upon a time, universities were a breeding ground for innovators, thinkers, and problem solvers. But now, many graduates can't even think critically without checking if their thoughts align with the latest social narrative. Ma points out that the obsession with woke ideology has replaced genuine intellectual curiosity with moral posturing. Instead of learning how to analyze, question, and build, students are being trained to tear down, to dismantle every old institution and ideology, regardless of its continued relevance or value. It's not about understanding history anymore. It's about rewriting it to fit a modern narrative. And in Maher's view, that's not education. That's indoctrination with a tuition bill attached.
Elite schools should no longer be called elite. Just say expensive. Which may be why they breed a particular brand of detestable graduate, a personality type that does not emerge from Chico State.
I'm with Bill Maher on this one completely. These so-called elite schools may charge sky-high tuition fees, but they're no longer producing graduates ready for the real world. The diplomas might look impressive, but what's the point if the education behind them is hollow? Many of these students are products of a watered-down system that prioritizes identity politics, virtue signaling, and emotional safety over competence, discipline, and critical thinking. And the result? A generation of graduates who can passionately debate pronouns but struggle to navigate professional environments or solve real-world problems. Maher's right. These universities have lost sight of their purpose. They were meant to build thinkers and innovators, not fragile activists. At this rate, prestige means nothing if it's not backed by substance and skill.
Sure, they occasionally turn out someone decent, but for every Barack Obama, there are 2 Josh Hawleys. The former debate team jerk-off who had no friends, that no one likes today, and yet somehow manages to win a statewide popularity contest. Box-checking brown-nosers who don't actually believe anything except that tricking stupid people's fun.
The silence followed by that awkward, scattered applause after my mentioned Senator Josh Hawley's name said everything without a word. It revealed the discomfort that bubbles up whenever politics clash with personal bias. I may not like Hawley, and that's fine. But disliking someone doesn't automatically make their supporters ignorant. People have different values, different priorities, and yes, different heroes. Not everyone worships the same political figures. Some admire Hawley, others can't stand him. The same goes for Obama. Plenty of Americans still believe he was one of the worst presidents in modern history. That's democracy, messy, loud, and diverse. Maher's opinion about Hawley, however sharp or stinging it may be, is still just that, an opinion. And the beauty of free speech is that it allows all of us, left, right, or center, to have one.
While it may seem like these men like these, and the kids who signed the Harvard letter have nothing in common, actually I think they do. They all came out of an asshole factory. So, to the older folks, I say, college today is not the college you remember. And to the younger people, I say, don't do it. You don't need 4 years and a lifetime of crippling debt to learn to hate America when you can just watch 5 minutes of Selling Sunset.
It's not the young people who suddenly woke up hating America. It's the older generation that's been teaching them to. The irony is painful. The same politicians who claim to be fighting for the people are the ones planting seeds of resentment and division. Figures like AOC and Bernie Sanders constantly preach about tearing down the system and fighting the so-called oligarchs. Yet, they're the ones rubbing shoulders with the wealthy elite at fundraisers and flying first class. Even worse, they romanticize foreign nations like Iran, Iraq, Saudi Arabia, and Palestine, countries with long record of human rights abuses, while vilifying the very nation that gives them the freedom to speak, protest, and run for office. Instead of teaching gratitude for American opportunity, they're training the next generation to despise it. Maher's right to call it out. It's self-destruction disguised as virtue.
If your parents have 300 grand, they absolutely need to flush down the toilet, put it in crypto, or buy a van, go to a national park and feed yourself to a bear. Because any legacy dipshit can go to Penn, but a bear, that's hard to get into.
Well, it's not all doom and gloom. There's a pushback brewing, and Donald Trump is leading the charge. He's made it clear that he's not sitting idly by while universities drown in woke indoctrination. Trump has taken legal action against certain institutions and administrators accused of promoting divisive far-left ideologies on campus. He's even targeted educators who, in his view, have replaced common sense and academic rigor with political activism and anti-American rhetoric. Whether you love or hate him, you can't deny that Trump's campaign to restore sanity in higher education has struck a chord with millions of frustrated parents and students who just want schools to focus on knowledge, not ideology. It's a bold move, one that could mark a turning point in the cultural war over academia. Hopefully, his efforts will spark real change and bring back the balance universities so desperately need.
President Biden's American Families Plan asks the taxpayers to pony up hundreds of billions so that everyone can go to college. And billions more for subsidized childcare so our kids can go to school while we go to school. The theory being that all this education trickles down and eventually gets to Florida. Now, the right is calling Biden's plan social engineering, which is over the top, but Biden's plan is an endorsement of a particular idea, that the more time humans spend in classrooms staring at blackboards, the better. Liberals see more school the way Republicans see tax cuts, as the answer to everything.
The modern liberal movement treats higher education like a sacred weapon, the ultimate solution to all of society's problems. That's precisely why the woke left has zeroed in on universities. They see campuses as fertile ground for spreading their ideology. It's not just about education anymore. It's about influence and control. By dominating academia, they can shape how young minds think, feel, and vote. The endless stream of woke lectures redefine history, and identity-based activism isn't accidental. It's strategic. They know that today's students are tomorrow's voters, leaders, and influencers. And if they can capture them early, they can sway the culture for decades. The goal isn't open debate or free thinking. It's to win over the undecided, the ones still sitting on the fence, by presenting ideology as education.
Imagine going to college is the way to fight income inequality, but actually it does the reverse. If you have a bachelor's degree, you make about 65% more than someone who doesn't. And with a master's degree, it's more like 100% more. And the unemployment rate of college grads is about half what it is for high school grads. I know free college is a left-wing thing, but is it really liberal for someone who doesn't go to college and makes less money to pay for people who do go and make more? I'm asking.
The left's push for free college might sound noble on the surface. Who doesn't want affordable education? But dig a little deeper, and the motive becomes clearer. They're not just pushing for access, they're pushing for influence. A free college means more students funneled into institutions already saturated with woke ideology, where professors can push their political agendas under the guise of education. It's not about helping students. It's about expanding reach. By making college free, they ensure a steady stream of impressionable young minds exposed to progressive narratives, trained to think and vote accordingly. In short, it's a long-term investment in ideological control, and the left knows it. What looks like generosity is really strategy disguised as compassion. At the end of the day, Maher's takedown of woke universities hit a nerve because our education system is losing its soul. The places meant to inspire free thought are now echo chambers of ideology. But there's still hope. If more voices like Maher's keep calling out the hypocrisy and demanding balance, maybe we can restore our universities to what they were meant to be, centers of truth, not propaganda. And this brings us to the end of today's video. If you enjoyed it, then hit the like button and subscribe to this channel for more videos like this. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next.